Tesla's 2023 holiday update is here, and in this video we're going to go over all of the exciting features that it includes. Now, there have been a couple years where the holiday update was a bit disappointing for people, but I think this year we're getting some pretty good stuff. But I'd love to hear down in the comments what additional things you think Tesla should add that would be exciting enough for a holiday update, because at this point the cars have gotten so many updates, I sometimes have trouble thinking of what additional features I actually want. Now, will your car be getting this? It does depend on how old your car is. Some of the features will come to older cars, some of the features will not. So if you have a newer Tesla, like a refresh model S or X or a 3 or Y, you'll probably get most, if not all of this, but just so you know, some of these things will not be available for older Teslas. So let's start off with the most exciting one, and this is high fidelity park assist. Now, if you bought a Tesla recently and it does not have ultrasonic sensors, you know that the park assist is really not that good. If there's something there, something in your way, it will ding at you, but as I've shown in previous videos, the accuracy is not very good, unlike the ultrasonic sensors, which are accurate down to the inch. Well, we finally have some hope that this is going to be improving with high fidelity park assist. Tesla first teased this with this image, and it looks amazing. If you really pay attention to this image, there are a lot of things we can absorb from this. So number one, it looks like the vehicle is actually parking at a supercharger. It looks like you have the bollards sitting there right in front of the supercharger stall. The cars next to the Tesla also look a bit different, as if they're being mapped in a different way. Rather than the smooth look, they have this lined look that almost reminds me of LiDAR. If you've seen LiDAR demos where they're kind of showing how the data is collected, it does remind me of that. And if you look off to the left and right, you can see vehicles there that technically shouldn't really be in the Tesla's point of view, but maybe it now has some type of memory. It saw those vehicles as it was backing in, and it can assume that they're not just going to disappear and teleport away, so it's kept those models there, even though technically at this time it can't see them. The other reason I am very excited about this addition is I feel like Tesla is giving us a glimpse at version 12, whether they meant to or not. Could version 12 be showing us much more of the environment around us? Elon Musk responded to me a while ago on Twitter and said that the goal of full self-driving is basically to recreate reality on the display in the car so that you are confident the car sees everything around, it won't crash into anything, it knows how to drive around different obstacles. Now, classifying all of those different objects in the world and actually having an asset, that's been loaded into the computer so that it can show it, that seems like a lot of work. But if the car can just look around and recreate visually what it's seeing, the approximate shape and size of those different objects, well, that's a way that Tesla could possibly tackle that huge goal. So this makes me even more excited to see what we're gonna get with the version 12 update, which should be coming in 2 weeks. Oh wait, sorry, Elon said that 4 weeks ago. Scratch that, it's coming eventually. So here we are at the car to check out some of these features, and unfortunately the high fidelity park assist isn't on my car. Now, my guess for this is that vehicles with ultrasonic sensors, which is this 2021 Model Y here, are not getting this high fidelity park assist, or maybe they'll get it in the future. Our other Model Y does not have ultrasonic sensors, and I'm guessing that one, once it gets the holiday update, is going to have the high fidelity park assist, and I will either include it in this video or it will be in a future video, so make sure you come back and see that. But I will make a full video about this feature, so make sure you hit like and get subscribed so you don't miss that upcoming video. Now, unexpected from me, this update does also include FSD Beta 11.4.9, which is a brand new version of FSD Beta. The release notes are no different, but I will be testing this soon. Now, the next feature I am most excited for, I'm kind of going in order of what I'm most excited for on this list, is the more live Sentry cams. So right now in Sentry mode, you can view the footage from your front, rear, or side repeater cameras, and the side repeater cameras face backwards. Of course, the front camera faces forwards and the back camera faces backwards. But this leaves a pretty big blind spot, at least in your Sentry mode footage, where you can't see. And now Tesla is adding the right and left B-pillar cameras that are forward facing to your Sentry footage, which is a huge improvement. Now pretty much the entire front of the car will be visible in your security footage, so you can see everyone walking around the car from all angles at all times whenever you check that footage. If you pay for premium connectivity, you will also be able to check these cameras from in your Tesla app anywhere in the world you are, as long as the car and yourself both have an internet connection. This is a great feature for checking on the car if you're in a store or something, or you're far away and you want to make sure everything is okay, or if you get an alert on your phone, the Tesla app will alert you if the alarm goes off. Instead of running out to the car, especially if you're far away, you can just open the app, check on the cameras, and be like, oh, okay, it was a false alarm, I'll tend to it later. You can turn the alarm off from your app. It's all very cool. So I'm actually looking at the cameras on my phone right now that I'm recording and putting on the screen, and you can see 4 cameras. You can see the front, the rear, and the 2 repeaters, which are both rear facing. So as you can see right now, I am standing next to the car. I could touch the car, I could technically vandalize it or something, and you can't see me on these camera feeds. But now you see those gray dots there in the middle. If we click one of those, we can check that, and now that is the B pillar camera that's looking forward, and you can see me in this camera now. So at this point, there should be no blind spot anywhere in the car that Sentry mode is not going to see you. So if I walk up to the camera here, you can see this is the camera that is currently recording me. That's pretty funny to look at, but this camera was not accessible actually a few months ago at all. Then it got added to the inside of the car when you were parked. Now we can actually see it in Sentry mode. This will be recorded and saved in case anything happens to your car. You will have that footage saved, and yeah, you can use that if you need to. Very cool to see. We might as well check the other side too. Of course, it's really dark over on this side, but if I walk into the frame, there I am. Wow, pretty obvious. The headlights flash because they notice movement. They see me moving out here, and that footage is going to be saved to the car in case I need it later. Now, not everybody likes to be recorded and documented and saved on camera, and that's where Delete Me comes in, which is an amazing service that I use and trust to take my personal information off of the internet. Now, this is one sponsor that you don't want to miss. If you don't want your personal information saved online and sold all over the place, Delete Me is a service you definitely want to take advantage of, just like I have. Delete Me removes your information from data brokers. And what are data brokers? They are characters online that are collecting and selling your personal information. You don't even know that this is happening. You don't get a cut of the money, and it puts you at risk for phishing, identity theft, and other scams. I have gotten multiple reports back from Delete Me now. Delete Me has saved me hours of time by doing all this work for me in the background, and has reviewed hundreds of data brokers online for me, and has deleted my information from over 20 different websites. Now, I didn't even realize this, but I was talking about Delete Me to some of my coworkers, and one of them said that they actually used a website that had all kinds of information about me, and I was in there. It had my name, my address, my phone number, my age, and other information. I didn't even know they used this website. And after I used Delete Me, I said, oh, well, check it again. Am I on there? And they pulled their phone out right in front of me, and they were so surprised. All of my information was gone. I couldn't believe it. It was so crazy to hear that. So save 20% on Delete Me by using my link down below, joindeleteme.com/dirtytesla, and get your information offline. So after you've deleted me, the next feature that a lot of people are excited for, and I think is cool too, I'm not as excited for this, is custom lock sounds. So when you walk away from your Tesla vehicle, if you have the auto lock enabled, it will automatically lock and beep the horn so that you can confirm that the car has locked itself without having to turn around and actually look at it. Now, the sounds that you can change to are going to be unlimited. There's rubber ducky, jingle, old school horn, applause, a screaming goat, a quack, and there's actually going to be a custom option just like Tesla has for the horn, and you can make it whatever sound you want. All right, so here we go with the custom lock sounds. Let's start with the first one. A little cringe, but we'll try it out. So that will play every time your car locks, and it's a random one. That fart will change every time. This one I've heard, it's very cool. I don't know if was that a fart at the end? What is that supposed to be? Rubber ducky. Nice, classic. Jingle. I need to go out there. What is that sound happening at the end? I can't tell. Let's do the next one. This is old school horn. I don't know if that's like some kind of weird bug or something, but I can't tell what that sound at the end is. Applause. The goat's pretty good. That's a good one. Oh, that's cool. That's like the classic chirp. That's the Tesla Q sound. That's sweet. Prison door. I like that. You know what I think is happening? For some reason, so you have the megaphone that you can do where you basically talk in the car and then it'll play that out of the exterior speaker. For whatever reason, as it's playing this lock sound, it's picking up my voice for a second and playing it out there. So that's the weird sound I'm hearing at the end of each one. Of course, that won't happen, obviously, when it actually is locking, but it's just a weird glitch of trying them out here. So a couple more. Yeah, since I didn't talk that time, it didn't make a weird sound at the end. So that's all it was. Oh, and then you can do a random one if you want. And then you can do a custom sound via USB and make it whatever sound you want, which I'm sure people will do some really funny stuff. All right, next up was going to be Beach Buggy Racing 2, but I guess this needs to download as a separate update. So we'll get that downloaded and try it out. Games can update or download on their own, separate of the full software updates. So I guess once you update to the holiday update, then you need another update to update Beach Buggy so that you can use the Cybertruck. I think that's the main thing, but we'll check it out. All right, and then here's Beach Buggy Racing 2. I do have the sound off because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but it's the same as the Beach Buggy before. And let's see, one player. Man, I did beat this game back in the day, and I had everything unlocked. But yeah, there's the Cybertruck. That looks pretty sweet, so you got to unlock it, but you can race with the Cybertruck. You can't look around this screen, unfortunately, and unplugged performance dark helmet. That's cool. So this is like the custom unplugged performance Model S. It has their badging. It says Starlink right there. It's got like the front scoop and the rear tail. That thing looks wicked. I mean, honestly, this is what I would be repping, but sweet, that's pretty cool. Finally, the rear screen in the S and X and now the refresh Model 3 is getting some love, and you're going to be able to play games back there while the car is in motion, which obviously it makes a lot of sense. You also will be able to connect to this rear screen with Bluetooth headphones so that you can hear the audio if you're in the back seat. You won't disturb the people up front, whereas before you used to have to play the same audio in the whole car. It didn't really make sense. It's one of those things that is kind of obvious and Tesla's working on, but they release some of the stuff and then they kind of fix it later and make everything work. It's great once it's all kind of complete, but in that waiting time, it can be a little frustrating. Well, now we're going to have the full experience in the back seat. It's going to be really fun. Apple Podcasts is being added. This is not a service I use, but it's awesome. I do listen to a lot of podcasts. I usually listen to them on YouTube, funny enough, but if you listen to Apple Podcasts, including Grounded, my live stream Q&A podcast that I do, you can now listen to that natively in your car with Apple Podcasts built in. We're gonna have Tesla Trip Planner in our phone. We can actually plan a trip in our phone. I used to always use a Better Route Planner online to kind of plan trips before I would go if it was long distance and I kind of wanted to check it out. Otherwise, I just let the car do it and don't worry about it. But now we can do it through our phone. Now this one's actually been available before the holiday update, but I guess Tesla's saying, hey, part of the holiday update, you can now do this. Automatic 911 calls are coming to the car, and this one's a little weird. So a lot of phones already do this, where if it detects a crash, you can have a setting where it'll pop up like, hey, are you okay? And if you say, yeah, I'm fine, it will not do anything. Or you can say, no, I need help. Or if you don't, respond to that, it will automatically call some help for you because it thinks that, you've been incapacitated. Well, now the car is going to do that as well. I'm not going to be able to test this one, I hope. So we won't be able to test it in this video. Crash is detected. Something will pop up on the screen where you can say, no, I'm fine, I don't need any help. And you can click that. But if you're incapacitated or injured or unable to reach that button for some reason, you can automatically have help called. And then I guess your phone's going to call too. So you're going to be safe. 911 is not going to have a problem knowing that you need help. And then, of course, we have some game updates. There's a new game, Castle Doombad, and Light Show, another new Light Show. So we did get a new Light Show last year, which was a nice treat to see a new Light Show after the same one has been in the cars for so long. And now there's another new Light Show for the holidays. I could honestly see Tesla doing this every year. People can actually make custom light shows. So, of course, Tesla could make whatever custom light show. They just have to, of course, license it and all of that. But I think once a year, getting a new light show and kind of having those build up over time is going to be really fun. All right, so check out this light show real quick in the toy box. I probably can't play the whole thing because probably get copyrighted, but there we go. I think, yep, that's the new one, The Arrival. 1 minute and 50 seconds. So it's right in between the old one. This was the original Tesla's had for years. This came out last year. And The Arrival, I'm going to turn down because it's late at night. And you can just say now, or you can schedule a time in the future if you want to sync up with other Teslas, which is fun. And dance moves, if you don't want the charge port and stuff to move around, you can actually turn that off. But let's hit confirm, exit the vehicle, and it will start. I made the music so quiet, all I hear is the mirrors going in and out. This is much better when you make the music really loud. I'll admit that. Wow, look at the lights in the back going crazy. That looks good. The windows are opening and closing. Sounds much better now that I don't hear the mirrors. The sounds coming out of the trunk. On top of that, our blind spot cameras, when we use those, they will now also show red in the camera when somebody is in your way. So just another way to know, hey, someone's there, don't move yet. This is great. I will probably not try it out myself, but I'll find a clip on Twitter or something and add it to this video so you can check it out. A really nice addition. Now, this holiday update does also include the recall that Tesla had on over 2 million vehicles. Yep, the recall's done. It's as simple as that. But here are some of the things that recall is going to affect. So improved visibility of driver monitoring warning alerts on the touchscreen by increasing the text size and moving it to the top of the screen. So this is a lot easier to see. It was kind of small and kind of low down. So I actually like this change a lot. I don't think it matters that much, but whatever. It's something. Added the option to activate autopilot features with a single stalk depression, so this should make things simpler to turn on and off. I like it. I've been using it in my car already, and it is a bit simpler if you're not paying that much attention. It should help people out. Tesla has also increased the strictness of driver attentiveness requirements when using auto steer and approaching traffic lights and stop signs off highway. So this sounds like it's mostly affecting autopilot over full self-driving beta, but there will be future tests of this software because this update also did include FSD beta 11.4.9. So make sure you check out future videos if you want to see testing of this stuff, because I will be testing it out soon. And then there's now a suspension policy that sounds like it's the same as what FSD beta had. If you get 5 strikes, then you're banned for a week. Now this also will apply to standard autopilot.